right, so let's start this morning with our blocks, one behind your head and one behind your shoulders. Let your hands be out to the side and turn your palms up so that your shoulder sockets actually roll a little more towards your back body. Yeah. And just settle in for a moment. And just notice what may feel tight or full of tension, and see if you can coax it to relax, to let go and soften, and let your body drape over the blocks. Take a nice inhale here and exhale. One more time, inhale and soften even further as you exhale. Be aware of your outer shell, and then see if you can turn your awareness even more inward to what the yogis call the subtle body, and allow it to find a bit more relaxation and softening. Just notice as you breathe the expansion of your lungs, not only up and down, but sideways and even in your back body. For the lungs expand and contract in a three-dimensional plane, not just one. And notice, can you fill the lungs all the way up? And then a pause, and then exhale back out. A few more breaths. And then gently lift yourself up and remove your blocks and lay your spine down upon the mat. Extend your legs all the way out and lift your fingers to the ceiling. Draw your shoulders down and take your hands over your head and take a nice long stretch here. Arch your back a little more and find some more extension in your spine. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, draw your right knee up and just kind of give it a hug. And then let the hands and leg go back out. Exhale, draw your left knee up and give it a hug. And inhale, set everything back out. Continue at your own pace, alternating legs, drawing that knee in, and each time finding extension. When you take the hands overhead and extend the legs out. And on your last one, go ahead and draw your knees in. Place your hands behind your knees and gently rock side to side. And then place your hands on top of the knees and circle them around. Go in one direction and then reverse and go in the other direction. come back to neutral and place both feet on the floor. Pick the right heel up from the inside for half happy baby. Let that thigh externally rotate out as you begin to pump the top of that thigh towards the floor. Face the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Make sure your knee and ankles are in right angles and the toes are spread nice and wide. And then just hold it down like you're trying to put the top of that thigh on the floor. Let the left thigh lean to the left and maybe do a little bit of a rock. Now add a single windshield wiper of straightening and bending that heel and leg. And then extend the leg the best you can. As you push it towards that back corner, then take your hand and push into your heel. The leg won't be straight all the way, and that's okay. But feel how the energy pushes that femur more deeply into your hip socket. And again, you can do a gentle rock with your hips. Then bring that right ankle across. Place it on your left thigh. Pick your left thigh up and thread your hands behind it. Draw the left thigh in closer. And once again, make sure that the knees and ankles are at 90-degree angles and the toes are spread nice and wide. As you draw this left thigh towards your torso, use your right elbow to push the right thigh away from you, getting more of an external rotation in that right femur. And then gently release your hands, put the left foot on the floor. Extend the right foot to the ceiling and wrap your hands around the right thigh. Extend the left leg out upon the mat. Now begin to circle foot and ankle, little toe side. And then circle back, big toe side. Come back to a neutral leg and curl the toes upwards. And then exhale and flex and push the heel. Inhale, point and curl. Exhale, flex and push. Inhale, point and curl. Exhale, flex and push. Point and curl, flex and push. And then push the ball of the foot upwards as if you had a pair of high heels on. And then spread those toes as wide as you can. Push the leg into your hands until your arms straighten and have the hands resist. Then release the leg and let it float out and down. Hands float up over your head. Take a nice supine Tadasana stretch. And then gently walk your feet in. Pick the left heel up from the inside. Really let that left thigh move away from your torso. Actually turn in the hip socket and move that knee towards the wall as you begin to pump half happy baby on this side. Trying to put the top of that left thigh towards the floor as the right knee leans to the right. And then just hold it down. Now start your single windshield wiper of straightening and bending that leg. And then lengthen the leg the best you can, and once again, apply pressure into the heel and push the femur down into the hip socket. Lean that right knee away to the right for a deeper stretch. And then bring that left ankle across, lay it on top of the right thigh, pick the right thigh up, and interlace your hands behind it. Use your left elbow to push the left thigh away as you draw the right thigh closer. And once again, make sure that the knees and the ankles are at 90-degree angles and the toes are spread nice and wide. And then gently release, put the right foot on the floor, extend the left foot to the ceiling. Wrap your hands around that thigh and extend the right leg out upon the mat. Begin to circle little toe side, foot and ankle. And then circle back, big toe side, foot and ankle. Come back to neutral and curl those toes. And then exhale, flex and push the heel upwards. Inhale, point and curl. Exhale, flex and push. Inhale, point and curl. Exhale, flex and push. Last time, point and curl, flex and push. Now push the ball of the foot upwards and spread the toes. Just like I said, as if you were wearing a pair of high heels. And then gently release, let that leg float out and down. Hands float up over your head, and you take a nice long stretch here. Point your toes towards the front of your mat and reach your fingers towards the wall behind you. And then gently release, and we're going to grab our blocks and place them underneath our feet for an elevated bridge pose. And also grab your Theraband, your long one. So as you place your feet on the blocks, tuck your shoulders under for support, then lift your hips up and lay your band over the top of your thighs. As you pull down on the tails, here we go. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold and squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now hold and squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come on down. And then place the band to the side. Take hold of your blocks and move them to the side as you draw your knees up and over to the right for a twist. And then up and over to the left for a twist. And that felt so good. We're going to go back to the right and let the knees come all the way over. You put your hand on the outer edge of the left knee. And then inhale and come back all the way to the other side once again. And then come up with your knees up over your hip sockets. Place your hands on top of your right leg as you extend your left leg out. Now lift your head and shoulders up off the floor, and we'll do our switches of changing, drawing the left knee in, drawing the right knee in, and then hold and switch, 2, 3, hold, switch, 2, 3, and hold, switch, 2, 3, and hold, switch, 2, 3, once more, switch, 2, 3, I lied, one more time, and then come on down and roll those knees around, massaging that low back. And then bring your legs and rock up to boat pose. Yes. And then gently release and bring the soles of the feet together. Hook your hands over your shins and lift up through your heart. Exhale and round your back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and round. One more time. Lift up and really arch now. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, really round. And then come to a neutral position. Take your hands behind you. Push down into your fingertips. Push out through your knees. Draw your toes back. Lengthen the back of your neck and bring the crown of your head over the floor of your pelvis. And you can do a little flap with your legs. And release. Now we're going to scoot forward to the top of our mat and use our sliders. Placing our heels on our sliders. You can use a block and you push the legs forward and hold. Draw them back and push them out and hold. Draw in and push them forward, hold. Draw in and push them out and hold. Draw in, push forward, and draw in, push out, and in. Forward, and in, and out. Now, put your block down, and put your elbows on your block. Now, draw your inner thighs down, there you go, and flex the feet more. Yes, no, don't turn them out, they go up, yes. Toes are straight up. Now see if you can sit up a little taller and feel those sit bones on the floor, yes, Cheryl?
Yeah. You can tell I've been missing yoga.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. And then gently release. We're going to bring our feet around behind us and take a child's pose. And I'm going to go turn the lights on so we can see. There we go. So as you come into child's pose, part the knees. Bring the big toes together. Walk your hands forward and prong your fingers into the floor. So the palms are not on the floor, only the finger pads. Arms are not on the floor either. So this allows you to hollow out your armpits and let your head and body move in between your arms. And then on an inhale, walk your hands over to the right. Bend your right elbow at a 90-degree angle and reach more with your left fingertips. Now claw the floor with your finger pads on that left hand and pull your hip to the left. So you should get a nice stretch from your left fingertips all the way back to your left hip socket. Then inhale and walk the hands over to the left. Bend the left elbow, reach more with the right hand and fingertips. Claw the earth with your finger pads and pull your right hip to the right. And then inhale and come back to center. Coming up onto all fours, adjusting. Placing your hands slightly out in front. Push the earth away from you and then allow your shoulders to retract. Inhale, push the earth away. Exhale, retract the shoulders. So these are shoulder glides. And all we're doing is letting the arm push away or the arm pull back. Up and down. I'm not bending the arms, I'm just retracting and protracting the arm in the socket. Coming back to a neutral position, turn your right hand so that your fingers face you. And then pull back a little bit and get a nice stretch in your right forearm. So you just take your hips back a little bit and you can do a little pulsation or bounce. And then turn the hand back and then turn the left hand. And again, just pulling back on the hand and forearm. And then gently come back to center. Now, walking the hands slightly more forward, a little more, and then coming down, pronging the fingers so the hips are now up in the air. This is puppy pose as opposed to child's pose. Now, as you round up, place the hands on the floor and gently come forward into a lazy up dog. And let your hips sway. And then inhale and come back, tucking your toes, pronging your fingers, coming into that puppy pose. Inhale and round through cat into a gentle up dog. And coming back to a neutral position. Now you may want to bring your hands a little closer to you, but make sure they're at least as wide as your shoulders or wider. And then these index fingers are 1 minute before 12 and 1 minute after 12. Now push the earth away so you're protracting your arms. Now retract and draw the shoulders on your back as you tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And go ahead and walk your dog very gently, bending one knee and then the other, pushing your hands forward so that the more weight goes into your feet and you encourage that heel down so you get a nice calf stretch. Come back to a neutral position, lower your knees down, uncurl your toes, and come all the way down to the earth. Now lay your forearms on the mat so that you're in Sphinx pose, and the elbows are directly underneath your shoulder sockets. Roll your inner thighs up to the sky, and then push your toenails into the mat. You'll feel your knees lift. Tone your core and draw your glutes and tailbone towards your heels. Then inhale and start to pull your torso to the left. And then inhale and pull your torso to the right. Come back again to the left and back again to the right. Now come to the center and place your right arm so that the forearm is a 45-degree angle in relationship to the top of your mat. Bend your left elbow and begin to flex your left leg. Push in and lift up a little bit and grab the left foot. Now pull that foot towards your hip, but lift your hip towards your foot. See if you can roll for a little flatter, Cheryl, once you got the foot. Yes, there you go. Oh, and push the thigh into the mat. The more you push that thigh, you feel that? Mm-hmm. Yes, but keep lifting. I know. Oh, and release. Let's go to the other side. Lay that left arm down so it's 45-degree angle, and begin to flex that right knee. And then reach back and grab that foot. As you draw that foot towards your hip, you lift the hip towards the foot, and you press the bottom of the quad into the mat so you feel that stretch. And gently release. pushing yourself up, walking your hands all the way to the back, coming onto the balls of the feet, pushing into the earth, straightening your legs, and rising all the way up, and lifting your hands up over your head and into your heart. Good, we're gonna come forward here, and let's take one of our blocks and place it between our thighs. And I do that because so often when people raise their hands over their head, they let their hips go forward. So this is going to keep us aware that we have to take our inner thighs, grab the block, and pull it back. You feel that connection. Good. Now lift the hands up without letting the blocks go forward. Take your hands wider. Yeah, when you come narrow, you're kind of stopping yourself. When you can come a little wider, then your shoulders have room. Does that feel better? Yeah. Then we're going to reach over and grab our left hand and crescent over to the right and come back. Switch wrists and crescent over to the left and come back. Now just open up into cactus. Pull the block back more. Make your legs strong. Inhale, lift up. Now dive slowly, holding on to that block with your thighs as you come down to the earth. Prong your fingertips, just lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come to tabletop and bring your hands to your hips. Roll your shoulders on your back and rise all the way up. Inhale, lift the hands up over the head, interlace the fingers, and turn them to the ceiling. Exhale and release. Let's go ahead and remove the block. Maybe bringing the feet a little closer together, but not totally touching. Inhale and lift up. We'll sit into chair and then sweep to the right. Inhale, stand up, stay up, twist to your left and open the arms. Yes. Inhale, come back to center. Sweep to the left in chair. Inhale and come up. Turn to the right, stay up and open up. Inhale and come back to center. Bring your hands into prayer. Now go ahead and forward fold, and you can pick up. I do it better this way. Bring the leg up and forward fold. Okay. Or you can forward fold and pick the foot up and put it on your knee. Either one. We call this one-legged chair. So you can use your blocks like so. And you can hold on to the one block, pick your foot up. And then, so ankle's gotta be, see how tight you are, Cheryl? Mm-hmm. Okay, ankle's gotta be on the thigh, not the shin. So yes, that knee's gotta go way out to the side. Yeah, grab your blocks.
Over here.
Yes.
And then
yes, now bend, sit into that knee like you're sitting into somebody's lap. Better, Sue, good. Now see if you can lift that left knee towards your left armpit. Do you feel that? So I'm lifting the left knee and then pulling the left hip back. And I feel the stretch and the outside edge of the hip. And then put that foot on the floor.
Are you making it cooler?
Yes.
Thank you.
Put that foot on the floor, inhale and rise on up. Bring the hands up over the head and into your heart. So we can try this again. You can come over onto your blocks. Put your hand on the block, pick the foot up, place that ankle on your thigh for one-legged chair. Now here's the trick. You gotta act like you're sitting back into somebody's lap. till you bend it. That's it, Sue. You gotta get that ankle more on the thigh. Now tone your belly by pulling it up and in, and lift that right knee up to your right armpit. Then pull the right hip back. Do you feel that in the outside edge of your glute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's your glute min and glute med. And gently release. Put that foot on the floor. Inhale and rise up all the way. Bring the hands up and into your heart. Inhale, draw down to reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands and step back to dog, and then lower your knees down. Take hold of your blocks and step your right foot forward. Turn your right toes out towards the wall, towards about 2 o'clock, and then lunge into it and come back and lunge and back and lunge and back, lunge and back. One more time. And as you come back, rock onto that heel. Bring the blocks on either side. Lift and lengthen through your spine. Pull those toes back and spread them. Tone your belly and see if you can hinge out over that foot and leg. Inhale and come forward. Bring the blocks around. Switch sides as you step your left foot out and back. So you're just doing a gentle rock here. Taking that left knee over the left toes. And then shift back onto that left heel. Bring the blocks on either side. Pull the toes towards the knee. Lengthen the leg long. And then inhale and come forward. Put the blocks to the side. Come into all fours. And once again, you're gonna lift up to downward facing dog and walk your feet forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Bring your hands up over your head and into your heart. Good. Now we're going to face the closet wall and bring your blocks behind you. And then step your feet nice and wide and bend your knees and turn your toes out. This is what we call goddess pose or horse stance. And then bring your hands up and open them up into cactus. Yes. Take the knees a little lower. There you go. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, come into cactus. Inhale, lift up and straighten. Exhale, come into cactus. Now as we lift up, we're going to turn our left foot out and turn our right foot towards the back wall, bend into the knee, and come into warrior two. Now your hips should be facing the side, not turn. Yeah, that's it, Sue. But look to the mirror without turning your hips. Yeah, see how they want to come around? Good. Then continue turning towards that front knee, and you can put your hands on that thigh, step the back foot wider, and now lift your hands up for warrior one. And then bring the hands down, adjust the back foot, and come back to warrior two. Then reverse your warrior and come into your warrior four. Come back again to warrior two and place your forearm on your thigh. Bring the top hand over your head, making one long line.
So lift up more with your core, and there you go, and lengthen. Now come back to your warrior two and straighten your front leg. As you reach out and down into triangle, bring your block directly underneath your shoulder. Now before you do anything else, rotate your torso as if you were between two panes of glass. Then take the top hand straight up. Make sure the fingertips on top are directly over the fingertips on the bottom. Encourage the crown of the head forward. Okay, here we go. We're going to place our top hand on our hip. Turn our gaze towards the front foot. Shift weight forward and move that block out diagonally as we lift the back leg up for a half moon. And then gently hand to the hip, bending the knees, stepping back, coming up, and turning into Pasarda Padottanasana. Turn the heels out and come into cactus. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend the knees, come into cactus. Inhale, lift up. Now we're going to turn the back foot a little bit, turn those front toes, come into your warrior two. Reverse your warrior, come into your warrior four. Come back up. Now, step the back foot a little wider, turn to the front, and lift your hands up. There you go. Now, step the back foot back and come back into your warrior two. Place the forearm on the thigh and sweep the top hand over for side angle. Be aware where your heart is. Make sure your heart and sternum are facing the wall. Inhale and come back up to warrior two. Now straighten that front leg as you reach out and down and come into triangle. Open up your torso so that it's totally facing the side wall. Then take the top hand up. Line your fingertips to fingertips and pull the shoulder blades towards the spine. Okay, here we go. Top hand comes to your hip. Turn your gaze towards the earth. Bunny hop forward, moving that block out. Lifting the back leg up into half moon. Then top hand comes to the hip, bend the knee, step back, come up to your warrior two, turn the feet one more time. Make sure that the outside edges of your feet are parallel to the short sides of the mat. Inhale, take a nice deep breath here. Exhale and fold. As you bring your hands down, see that the feet are wider. The wider your feet are, the easier it is to forward fold. Let your head dangle. Really squeeze the legs together, tone the belly, and let your head even go deeper. Then inhale and lift up, and you're going to walk your hands all the way around to the front and step back and lower your knees down and sit back on your feet. Yeah. Easy. Yeah. Yeah. Good. All right, so we're going to take our blocks and put them together. And then come and sit on our blocks. There you go. Good. You don't want to, yeah, I was going to say bring your knees. Okay. Take the feet wider grab your Theraband. So anchor your left hand down so that the arm is on the inside of the left leg. Then you're going to reach back with that right arm. Now lift up, lengthen, and then turn the head back and look at that right thumb with your left eye. Notice if you've got a little blurred vision, can you turn the head more so that the right, or the left eye, excuse me, can see that right thumb. Inhale and come back to center. Anchor that right hand down, lengthen the left, lift and lengthen through that spine first, then rotate and look at that left thumb with your right eye. Inhale and release. Let's take the band behind us and place it right across our shoulder blades, holding our hands upward so the palms are up like we're holding two trays. And walk your hands in a little more and then sit up nice and tall. Feel your sit bones on the blocks and just reach out and hold and bring it back in. So feel when you do that, your core will tone, yes? Here we go. Inhale, tone the core and reach out and hold. And come on back. One more time. Inhale, reach out and hold. And come back. Last one more. Really tone and reach out and come back. Now bring the band back to the front and hold it over your head. Again, sitting up nice and tall, lifting up out of your pelvis. And then we're going to crescent over to the right and pull the right hand down and let it come back up and pull the right hand down and come up. I'm giving a lot of resistance to my left hand on top. One more time, pull down and come back up. Come over and reach and pull down with the left and come back up and pull down and up and down and up and down and up and release. You ought to try it with the gray band.
Or not.
No, or not, yeah. Take your blocks out and come on down. So draw your sit bones back and then take your block and put it between your feet. So I have a big diamond here. It's not about how close you are. If anything, it's more about how far forward they are. Draw the toes back so that you can all use the balls and the heels of the feet. Take your hands behind you. Lift and lengthen through that spine and push the feet into the blocks. Do you feel that fire up here? And you can do a little flap. Yeah. And then just hold it and release. Now turn the block down and again, draw the toes back, take the hands behind you. As you lift up through the spine, push the feet firmly into the block. And you can do a little flap again. Cheryl, push the block more forward. You're a little tight. Yeah. And then release. Then we're going to turn the block long ways, and it may feel better to move your feet more forward. More forward. There. Doesn't that feel easier? And then draw the toes back once again. Take the hands behind. Lift up. Push the feet into the block. And hold and gently flap. And then release. Now we're just going to simply remove the block. Put the feet together. Take your hands. No. Use your feet without your hands. Because what happens is,
I know what I was doing.
when you grab your feet and pull them in, your legs go into a passive mode. And by this way, by not using your hands, you're actively making your legs and feet work for you. So that's why I'm real strict about that. Then take the hands and you can lift your hips up and move them more forward. Walk the hands in. Notice I am not touching those feet.
Oh, no.
No. Now flat. I know. Now I'm going to bring the hands back, cup those shins, and simply lift up. And notice when I lift up, see how I draw my shoulders back and towards my spine, bring my chin into a neutral position, and for some of you that may feel like you're lengthening the back of your neck. And gently release. Now we're going to scoot back and bring our feet out in front. Draw the sit bones back and roll the fascia of your legs inward. So both legs, you feel like you're turning that flesh in, but what happens is that your legs are straight up. Now, your feet should be about a fist distance apart because you want the second toe to line up with the center of the ankle, center of the knee, center of the hip socket. So I can take my fist and put it between my knees and between my feet. Now draw your right knee in and give it a nice big hug, and then let it fall to the side. And then bring it back up and give it a hug, and then extend it back out. Draw the left knee in and give it a hug. Exhale, let it fall to the side. Inhale, pick it back up and hug, and then extend it back out. Now this time we're going to draw this right foot in, and then we're going to place it on top of the thigh. And you're going to lean over to the left a little bit with your hand, and put your right hand on the center of your thigh, not on the knee, and start to push down on the center of that thigh. So we're trying to get that thigh to rotate in the hip socket and find a bit more range of motion. Okay, now put your hands behind you and lean back at the beach. Now, draw your left knee in for figure 4. Now notice that my ankle bone is on my thigh. So yeah, go wider. So move that left foot over. Good, now walk your hands in. Flex this foot, this right foot, and push the mound of the big toe outward. Draw the mound of the little toe to the outside edge of the knee. So this is a seated figure 4. So put this left foot nice and flat. There you go. And you can turn it out a little bit, Sue. I feel like you've got it curled, the left foot curled in. Yeah, it should just be straight ahead. Good. Good, Cheryl. And now you can do a little gentle rock. Now lean back and extend this left leg out. Now pick up the right leg and place the ankle in your left elbow, if you can. Yes, there you go. That's it. Put this hand on the floor for balance. So yes, you can have it down here, or you can have it here. And just see if you can lift up there and rock your baby. There you go. Then lay this down, and you can grab your Theraband or a belt, whatever is closer. And then belt your left foot. Now, if this is too much for you with the ankle on top of the thigh, those of you following along, you can put the foot on the floor if that feels better. So you can put this foot down if that helps. But we sit up nice and tall. Now draw the chin into a neutral position. Draw your shoulders back and start to pull yourself forward in a hinge. No rounding, I'm keeping my spine nice and long. As I pull my elbows back, I sit up nice and tall, and I I hinge forward again, letting the hands walk down, grab on, pull the foot back, lift up and lengthen, and hinge again. Do you feel this? Low back, hip, everywhere. Yeah. So lift and lengthen. Think of pointing the crown of the head forward a little more, and draw your left leg flatter to the floor, to your mat. And then inhale and come back up. Put the belt to the side, lift the leg, and extend it out. Now I gotta remember how I did this. I think we drew the foot in, and then we put it to the side, bring the ankle on top. We're gonna lean back first and draw the right knee in and come into our figure four. Now this foot can sickle, and when I mean sickle is that the one side of the ankle is protruding. So I have to take the mound of the big toe and push it outwards so that now my ankle bone is in a neutral position. Yeah. And then lean back and straighten. Now take your right hand to the side and take your left hand to the center of that thigh and simply push down on it. And then just hold it down and see how that feels. Do you feel as if one hip socket is more open than the other? Not sure. And then gently, you're gonna grab your belt and belt your right foot. And again, if it's too much to have this left foot on top of the thigh, you can put it on the floor and let this come out to the side and the foot more forward.
We forgot to put it in our elbow.
Oh, thank you. So put the belt aside, thank you, Cheryl, and bring this foot up and bring it into our elbow. Yes, this is one of my favorites.
I don't know why I reminded you.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Sue will see you out in the parking lot. Now put the foot down. There you go. And belt that foot and sit up nice and tall, like you're really driving a carriage. And as you sit up, pull the shoulders down, pull the elbows back, but keep that right leg flat upon the floor and begin to hinge forward. So I'm not curling, I'm lifting and hinging. And then I can walk my hands down, grab, lift, and hinge. One more time, inhale, lift up, exhale, and hinge. And then gently come back up, and we're gonna slide both feet into the belt. And I'm gonna part them by using the outside edges of my feet to push against the belt, even though I'm pulling back on the belt. And when I try to use the outside edges of my feet, do you feel an expansion back here in your low back? So I'm really trying to do this with my feet, really hard. And then sitting up nice and tall, you're gonna start to walk your hands down the belt. Again, this is a lengthening and a hinging. And then walking the hands down, lifting up, pushing the feet apart, and hinging. Just holding it there, drawing the inner thighs down isometrically, drawing the outer hips back isometrically, and gently release. Good job. Put your belt to the side and go ahead and come onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Rock side to side. And then come back to a neutral position. Put your feet on the floor. Step into your feet and lift your hips. And move your hips to the right side of your mat and set them down. And then lift the knees up and over to the left. You can place your left hand on your outer right knee. Extend the right hand out to the side. There you go, Cheryl, that's it. On an inhale, lengthen from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. On an exhale, turn back and look at your right hand. Inhale and come back to center. And shift your hips to the center of your mat. And just notice now how you feel. And then once again, step into your feet. Lift your hips, move them to the left edge. Set them down, take the knees over to the right. Now it helps to kind of move your right shoulder to the right so that your left shoulder will come in contact with the earth. There you go. Inhale and lengthen all the way up the spine. And on an exhale, turn and look at your left hand. Enjoy your twist and enjoy your breath. Then inhale and come back to center. Shift your hips to the center of your mat. Extend your legs out nice and long. Lift your fingers up to the ceiling, but draw your shoulders down and take your hands over your head. And take a nice long stretch. And then gently release and bring your arms around by your sides. Not too close, not too far away. Let your legs fall away from midline so you can move them slightly wider. And start to soften your eyes and turn them more inward. Soften the skin on your face, all around your eyes, nose, and mouth. Release any tension you have in your jaw. Let your teeth part and your tongue rest. Turn your eyes more deeply down into those sockets, and then move your gaze to deep within your heart. As you ride the wave of your breath, Shavasana.